What if I told you that a single sentence, spoken with calm confidence at the right moment, could shift everything? That her eyes would light up, her voice would soften, and suddenly, you're the only man in the room she's truly intrigued by. No tricks. No flashy looks. No begging for attention. Just words, delivered with precision, that slip past her defenses and awaken something ancient and emotional in her. This isn't about pickup lines. This is about power. The quiet, masculine kind that doesn't shout, but reshapes the atmosphere when you speak. Imagine saying something so unexpectedly grounded, that she can't stop thinking about it. She replays it in her mind days later, wondering what you meant, why it hit so deep, and who you really are beneath your calm surface. These aren't phrases you memorize. They're weapons you internalize. Tools forged from psychology, emotional resonance, and timeless male polarity. Because when you stop trying to impress and start speaking like a man who already knows his worth, everything changes. She stops testing. She starts leaning in. She sees you as different. And here's the truth, most men will never get this. They'll stay stuck in the cycle, chasing validation, trying too hard, and wondering why their words fall flat. But you're about to unlock what I call the language of subtle seduction. Every phrase you're about to hear is designed to embed itself into her emotions, not through manipulation, but through grounded energy and sharp masculine awareness. So before we dive in, hit that subscribe button. Because what we're doing here isn't surface level. We're rebuilding men from the inside out, with psychological tools, emotional mastery, and the quiet confidence that leaves an imprint. If you've ever felt overlooked, if you've ever felt like women don't really see you, if you're tired of being forgettable, this is the shift you've been waiting for. Let's begin. Phrase 1. You have a unique way about you. I like that. Most men chase attention by stating the obvious, you're beautiful. You look amazing tonight. And sure, those words might earn a polite smile, but they vanish into the noise. Why? Because every man says them. But this phrase, you have a unique way about you. I like that. That's different. It doesn't scream for attention. It invites wonder. Suddenly, she pauses. She tilts her head. Something shifts in her energy. Why? Because now she's curious. She wants to know what you saw. What exactly did you notice? Was it her laugh? Her timing? The way she listens when no one else does? This phrase triggers an open loop in her mind. And here's the key, her brain wants to close that loop. So she thinks about you. She replays that moment. She starts noticing how you notice her, and that, right there, is the birth of emotional imprinting. Speak this when she's being authentic. When she's lost in a story or showing something raw and real. Then pause. Let the silence hold weight. Don't rush it. Don't over-explain. Say it like a man who sees people deeply, and she'll feel it in her bones. Phrase 2, I like women who know what they want. This one is a curveball. Most men try to be agreeable. Non-threatening. Pleasing. But you're making a statement, not asking for permission. This phrase doesn't flatter her, it challenges her identity. It says, I value clarity. I value strength. I value a woman who moves with purpose. Now the question isn't, am I good enough for her? It's, am I what he's looking for? You just flipped the entire frame. Now she's qualifying herself to you. She's wondering if she fits your standard. And here's the psychological magic, people value what they have to earn. Say this when she shows decisiveness, ambition, bold energy. Let your eyes linger. Say it with warmth, but with unmistakable certainty. Now, you're no longer the one hoping for attention. You've become the one she hopes to impress. Phrase 3, that's what I like most about you. It sounds simple. But it's surgical. This phrase targets something men overlook constantly. The need to be deeply, specifically seen. Most compliments are generic. This one isn't. Because it's tied to a moment. A moment where she was authentic. Vulnerable. Alive. Maybe she showed care for someone. Maybe her passion leaked through when she wasn't watching. And you noticed. Now, you look her in the eye and say, "That's what I like most about you." Suddenly, her breath slows. Her body shifts. Because this isn't praise. This is recognition. You're naming something real. Something rare. Something hers. And it hits deep. Why? Because it creates a memory. It makes her feel like the only woman in the room. Not because of her appearance, but because of her essence. Say this only when it's true. Say it when she's being her truest self. And when you do, she won't forget you. Ever. Phrase 4, I don't know if you can handle me. This phrase flips the script in a way that stuns her nervous system. She's expecting a man who plays it safe. Who tries to be agreeable. Instead, you give her friction. Playful tension. A bold curveball. I don't know if you can handle me. It doesn't need a smirk. It doesn't need bravado. It needs quiet certainty. You're not being cocky. You're being selective. You're implying that you are the challenge. That you are the storm, and not every woman is built for it. Now, she's intrigued. She wants to see what that means. Is it your ambition? Your depth? Your emotional control? She doesn't know, but she wants to find out. And that is the moment her curiosity starts chasing you. But here's the warning. You better live this phrase. Don't say it and then chase her like every other man. Say it, and be still. Be comfortable in the silence. Because that silence, that's where she starts investing. Phrase 5, I'm not that easy. It sounds playful, but underneath, it's a line in the sand. She's used to men melting at her smile. She flirts, they fold. But you meet her flirtation with a calm, steady grin and say, I'm not that easy. Now she's confused, and curious. Why aren't you reacting like every other guy? This phrase tells her, my attention is earned. My interest has value. You're not emotionally desperate. You're not validation hungry. And here's what happens next, she leans in. Because resistance, when it's calm, grounded, and fun, is intoxicating. Say it with charm. Say it with lightness. But mean it. Because when you say this with full integrity, when you are a man who holds himself to a higher standard, you become the prize. And she'll feel it, even if she doesn't say it out loud. Phrase 6, you feel different to be around. This one lands softly, but cuts deep. It doesn't praise. It doesn't flirt. It reflects. When you say this, you're creating a frame where her energy, her presence, her effect on you, is being acknowledged. You feel different to be around. It's vague enough to be mysterious, but specific enough to hit her core. Now she's wondering. What does he feel? Why do I feel different to him? What makes me stand out? And this, again, activates the open loop. You've just stepped into her subconscious, and now, you live there. Say this when the connection is real. When there's quiet between you two. When her guard drops and the atmosphere shifts. Say it not to impress, but to reflect a truth. She'll remember how she felt in that moment, and more importantly, she'll associate you with that feeling. Phrase 7, I don't open up easily, but I don't waste it when I do. This phrase is pure emotional gravity. It's not a flex. It's not a tactic. It's a quiet revelation of emotional boundaries, and women feel it. You're not saying, I'm guarded. That's defensive. You're not saying, I'm damaged. That's weak. You're saying, my openness is earned. My vulnerability is rare. And when it's real, it's deep. Suddenly, she realizes you're not here to trauma dump or perform emotional sensitivity for validation. You're a man who knows the value of his inner world. This draws a line, you're not emotionally reckless. You're not available to everyone. Say this when she begins opening up to you, when the conversation is moving from surface level to emotional honesty. Speak it calmly, and then say nothing. Let her process it. Let her feel the weight. She'll realize something very important. If this man lets me in, it's because I earned it. And that makes you far more valuable than the men who hand their souls to any pretty face. Phrase 8, you don't have to try so hard around me. This one disarms her ego and invites authenticity. Many women, especially high-status or high-attraction women, walk around in performance mode. Used to being judged, admired, tested. But when you calmly look at her, with zero expectation, and say, you don't have to try so hard around me. You interrupt the entire performance. Now you're not the man reacting to her mask. You're the man seeing beneath it. This builds intimacy at warp speed, because you're signaling. I want the real you. Not the version you think I want. Use this when she's trying to impress, one-up, or show off. Not with judgment, but with warmth. You're not punishing her, you're inviting her into a safer space. She may laugh it off, or she may pause, exhale, and soften. Either way, you've created a deeper bridge of emotional connection, one that only high-caliber men ever build. Phrase 9, I like how your mind works. This is a lethal upgrade from, you're smart, or, you're interesting. Those phrases are common. This one touches her soul. Why? Because it's personal. It's not about intelligence as a status point. It's about the way she thinks. Her process. Her uniqueness. You're complementing her internal world, the realm where she feels most invisible. Say it after she shares a well-thought-out opinion, a clever take, or a surprisingly insightful story. Let it be sincere. Let it be anchored. Now she's not just pretty in your eyes. She's intellectually stimulating. And when a woman feels mentally respected by a man she's attracted to, she bonds. This line builds long-term interest. It makes her associate you with mental intimacy, a connection most men never even think to create. Phrase 10, you're dangerous in the right way. This is a pure spark igniter. It's playful, mysterious, and provocative, without being needy or cringy. You're dangerous in the right way hints at something seductive. It's a way of saying, you're a little wild, but I like it. You stir something in me, but I'm not afraid of it. It lets her feel seen in her edge, her fire, her unpredictability, without judgment. You're not threatened. You're intrigued. This builds a polarity of power, you're not trying to control her. You're choosing to embrace her chaos. With calm confidence. Say it when she teases you, challenges you, or breaks the good girl mask. When she shows that unpredictable side, and owns it. Look her in the eye. Smile like you know something she doesn't. And say, you're dangerous, but in the right way. She won't forget it. Because it's rare that a man sees a woman's wildness, and doesn't flinch. Fire final words, from forgettable to irresistible. Now you have 10 phrases, but more importantly, you have 10 frameworks. Each one a window into the psychology of deep attraction. And when spoken with presence, certainty, and intention. These phrases don't just capture her attention. They create emotional fingerprints. Moments she'll replay. Phrases she'll quote. Feelings she'll associate with you. Because the most magnetic men don't chase validation. They communicate standards. They reflect value. They radiate depth. And when a man carries that kind of energy, he doesn't need to talk much. She does the remembering. She does the chasing. She does the wondering. So internalize these. Make them your own. Speak them from your core, not your ego. And watch how quickly the game shifts. If this video sparks something in you, if you now see attraction through a sharper lens, then do one powerful thing. Subscribe. Not just for more tactics, but for transformation. Because this mission is about building a generation of men who don't perform. They lead. They don't chase. They attract. They don't get lost in the noise. They become the silence that holds gravity. Until next time. Speak with presence. Move with power. And let your words leave a mark.